山本由伸投手がかわいそう、それ以外に言葉が出ない一戦でした。ジャイアンツとの3連戦初戦に登板した山本由伸投手ですが、前回登板同様の圧巻投球、7回1安打1失点にジャイアンツ打線を抑え込み、これぞエースという回答を披露してくれました。しかし打線が奮い起こせず、最後はまたタナースコット投手が抑えに失敗しサヨナラ満塁弾を被弾。この結果に現地放送局も失望をあらわにしていました。現地放送を翻訳してお届けいたします。
Access Sportsnet Dodgers brought to you by Mercury Insurance. I'm John Hartung alongside Jerry Hairston Jr., Nomar Garciaparra, and we talked about it on the pregame show about how runs could very well be at a premium this entire series, and that was certainly the case tonight. Yoshinobu Yamamoto's second consecutive start where he only allows one hit and one run, but once again, he has nothing to show for it. And you guys talked also, Jerry, you said before the game, when you've got pitchers' duels like we expected, you have to be able to do the little things. Dodgers didn't do that tonight. They go 0 for 12 with runners on base, and then the Giants walk it off there in the 10th.
Yeah, you got to be able to score more than one run and to figure out a way to manufacture runs. I know Verlander was on his game, and he is a Hall of Fame pitcher, but when you have your ace, Yoshi, going out there, continuing, putting up zeros, you got to be able to score, find a way to score a couple runs. They didn't do that. Let the Giants hang around. They were able to win this ball game.
Well, you look in the fourth inning when you finally get the first two batters on base. Situational hitting is key. Talk about it nonstop, all the time, about situational hit, finding a way, and especially when you're kind of getting more to that middle part of the lineup, going toward the end, figuring out a way to at least kind of try to get one run there. That was huge, and they weren't able to do that. And this is another one, as a teammate, you were just so disappointed that you cannot capitalize on an unbelievable outing by Yamamoto. He goes out there, pitches his heart out once again. I mean, another outing with 10 Ks, goes 7 innings, and you can't get a win in that particular situation. You're frustrated as a player, as a fan. It's tough to watch.
Yeah, first Dodgers starting pitcher in 8 years since Clayton Kershaw in 27. 3 consecutive starts of at least 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, but he didn't get a win in any of the 3, Nomar. And you talked about the missed opportunities for the Dodgers in that top of the 4th. They have first and second, nobody out, can't score. 10th inning, first and second, they have the same situation. They cannot score. But the Giants, and then in the bottom of the 10th, they were able to manufacture getting the runner over. And, of course, Bill Miller, the home plate umpire, missed a call, which helped.
Yeah, I mean, Chapman was just a great job. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Stays inside the ball. And here's a guy who's been driving the ball out of the ballpark, and yet doesn't take a huge swing. What a concept. Just takes a nice swing, goes the other way, puts the guy in scoring position. This ball was foul ball. Okay, wait a minute. What? Okay, that's crazy. That's really interesting because his initial call was that it was caught.
Yeah.
So somebody else told him that it hit the ground.
It had to be the third base umpire.
And that's probably why Dave Roberts didn't come out, because you're going, well, you need help, and the one person you're going to go help is the one who overturned the initial call. So now they missed that call. You get the bases loaded, and it sets up for this. All you need is you're looking for, I mean, you are, as a hitter, looking for a pitch up in that situation. All I need is a sacrifice fly and a guy who throws a lot of fastballs. How do I not just look up? I get one, and you crush it.
I mean, it's just so unfortunate. Obviously, the Dodgers, they're putting themselves in this situation. And you mentioned earlier, John, unable to manufacture runs, unable to do the little things to put themselves in position to have at least a couple runs to figure out a way to win this ball game. And now the Giants have momentum in this ball game and able to win this ball game. But we say it all the time. In order to beat good teams, you can't give them extra outs, no free passes, and you got to be able to execute. Unfortunately, the Giants were able to execute. Dodgers weren't.
And when you think of the momentum, I look at that 9th inning. What a play by Pages.
Yes.
In center field, double play, getting the incredible throw, get the runner out at third base, and you thought the Dodgers had momentum there in the 10th inning, especially man on second base. They intentionally walked. Now you have 2 guys on second base. And, I mean, here's the play we're talking about. What a play by Andy Pages. They just put in a pinch runner. They're going to challenge, like, going, well, better be a perfect throw. Well, it was perfect. It was on the dime, perfect throw. Gun them down at home plate. Now you're feeling it. Now you're going, let's get some runs. We're going to start off with a man on second base. And then what the Giants did, they took the momentum right back there in the 10th.
What's crazy about that play, where that play was, whether Pages was in center field Or if Paez was in right field, he would have hustled over, and as a center fielder, that type of play, you discuss it. Anything close, Paez, you take it, you become the center fielder. If he was playing right field, he would have hustled over, got behind it, and threw out that runner. He's got an elite arm. So that's why you put him in center field, you put him in right field. You don't put that arm in left field. And here, this is a situation that was a little disappointing. You have a rookie on the mound, and Mookie tries to get him over. This ball is hit deep in right field, but credit that young man's arm. 101 off his throwing arm, fires an absolute C to gun down Ben at third base. And you know what? Ben had to go. He had to go and force the issue, and the Giants were able to make the play. There's a double play ball. Good pickup by Chapman, but with a rookie on the mound, I wanted to see if we could manufacture runs, or at least prove to me they could stay within the strike zone. It's just unfortunate Dodgers weren't able to get it done.
No, they weren't, and spoiled another good start by Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He gave up a walk and then a double in the first inning for a run, Jerry. After that, he retired the final 20 batters he faced. You could not have asked for a better outing once again from Yamamoto. The ace stepped up, did ace-like things, and the Dodgers couldn't reward him for it.
We said this at the beginning of the show, or beginning of pregame. He is top 5 pitcher in all of baseball. He has been so dominant, and what I love about him, he's been getting better and better as the season goes along. He's getting stronger, and Nomar, you know this. As a hitter and as a position player, it eats at you. Right now in that clubhouse, we are wasting his starts. Yeah. We're wasting his starts. We should have won at least 4 or 5 or 6 of his starts, and we're not getting him enough runs because he has proven that he can pitch with a lead, and he's putting up zeros. It's so unfortunate. Yeah. And I understand there's always one guy or 2 in your rotation where you just don't give him run support for a couple months. This has basically been most of the year. I know the guys are kicking themselves. Once again, not getting him run support because he has been dominant.
And especially the time of the season here down. It's playoff time right now, trying to get these victories, and you waste a performance like that. And that's exactly the word you use in the clubhouse. You feel like you wasted it. That first inning, he gives up the run. You go into the dugout, and everybody's saying, so what? Yeah. So what? We need to score anyway. So what? It's just one. And then you try to motivate Yamamoto, like, keep him right there. We got you. We're going to get that one. And they couldn't do that. They couldn't give. They got one, tied it, but they couldn't get any more than that, especially after what he did. He went out there and then just shut him down, hoping the offense would find a way to come back, get some runs to try to win this game. And that is just so frustrating and disappointing. You're sitting there in the clubhouse, you're staring at your locker, you can't believe that you couldn't score for a guy who gave you another outing. And now all of a sudden it even brings back in your mind what happened in his last outing, how he was there going 8 2/3 of no hit, and you lost that game. And you can't believe that. Now this going another 10 strikeouts, 7 innings, and we lost it again.
Dodgers have lost 13 of the last 17 games on the road. The struggles continue tonight. Let's head back to the booth, check in one final time with Steven Nelson and Oral Hershiser.
Well, or that one stings a little bit. The Dodgers get walked off on for a 5th time the last 15 road games. That really was a heck of a baseball game. It just went San Francisco's way.
Yeah, and near the end there, you know, you start with Verlander and Yamamoto, fantastic. Then you see at the throw from McRae, the throw from Paez, and you go, whoa, where are we going now? And then Matt Chapman with a very good at-bat to get the runner over to third and to force Dave Roberts' hand into his bullpen, and also with the intentional walks. And they walk it off with a grand slam, but it could have just easily just been a sacrifice fly.
Of course, a tough blown call goes against the Dodgers, but ultimately what's going to stick with you from this game is the Dodgers going 0 for 12 with men on base today, stranding a bunch of runners on. And so now the attention turns to game 2, where they'll hand the ball to Clayton Kershaw in another outstanding starting pitching matchup against Logan Webb.
Yeah, the career stopper, and he is 2-0 in his last 3 starts. He's thrown the ball really well, 5 2/3 there in Baltimore. He got a win there, so I expect Clayton to come out here. He has pitched unbelievable in this ballpark in San Francisco.
Because the Padres lost to the Rockies, the lead in the division for the Dodgers still 2.5 games.
Unfortunately, the Dodgers walked off in 10 innings, 5-1. The final. Let's hear from Dave Roberts in San Francisco. He's speaking with Kirsten Watson and the media.
Well, Dave, we obviously got to see kind of the replay of just the foul tip and how Ben Rortvedt actually did control that ball, so that would have been the strikeout. When you look at just kind of what Tanner Scott has been dealing with, is it feeling like just things have been a little unlucky for him at the moment, especially with what you've been seeing?
I think so. Obviously we looked at the replay and it didn't hit the ground. So that's a big out. And so obviously, Tanner's, that ball I just looked at above the zone, 97, and he hits a homer. So with those two things that happen, it's unfortunate. The result certainly doesn't feel good, doesn't change anything. But, he's going through it right now, and we just got to continue to, try to give him confidence and, when the time's right, run him out there and expect good things to happen and expect it to turn.
Considering this is his first year with the organization and you guys are still learning kind of a lot about him, how are you seeing him just kind of handle this situation right now?
Like a pro. Certainly it doesn't feel good giving up runs in any capacity. He's one of our highest leverage guys, and so a lot of times, when it doesn't go well, the game is in the balance, and there's outside noise, but inside the clubhouse, guys believe in him. I believe in him, and we're going to need him. I mean, that's just the facts. We're going to need him, and but yeah, I think as far as doing his work, ready when called upon, whatever I ask of him, he's been a pro.
What you talked about? Good to get him away from the leverage spot every once in a while, just to sort of reset, at least mentally, for this, especially how he's throwing the ball recently.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to that. It was the first time that we had Blake do an up-down. He was stewing the inning before, so I didn't want to push him any more than that. Then you've got some righties behind. So, yeah, I felt that, Tanner can handle Lee and then the righties behind him. But it's something, I got to certainly think about.
Considering where things are, the pennant race, the division race, can you afford to keep sending them that top there?
Well, I mean, you also... Yeah, I mean, I think that tonight I showed that, Dryers earned some opportunities to pitch in high leverage. So I felt good about what he did tonight. And again, I talked about the Blake thing. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we're going to need him. All these leverage spots, seems like we're playing a lot of tight ball games. And it seems like whether it's the 6th inning, the 7th inning, or the 10th inning, it just seems like they're all leverage. He had 3 days off, and I felt, it was a time to run him out there.
How much of this opportunity does it feel like to lose both these games with gems that Yamamoto's kind of put out there the last couple times?
Yeah, those are missed opportunities. And I think the thing is that, when you look at the bullpen, and certainly gets magnified, but, when you score 1 run and you're in a tight ball game, then there's just no margin. And things get magnified, and that's tough on those guys. And so, when you're playing close ball games where any flair or any mistake costs you, that's a tough quality of life too. So it's not just those guys in the pen.
What was Verlander?
So much about trying to capitalize on some of the situational opportunities. And how did you feel like some of the at-bats in those spots were tonight?
We had opportunities to get a hit, to drive some runs in. I thought Verlander was using his curveball a lot more than we'd seen. I thought that there was some hard contact. And certainly we had some chances, certainly late, to, put up a quicker number. We just couldn't come through. I think so. I expect him to be in there tomorrow. Where he got hit on the forearm, he just felt unsure about throwing the ball across the diamond in a tight ball game. So I thought it was smart to get him out of there and get treated on it and, hopefully be back in there tomorrow. X-rays negative.
In the top of the 10th, what do you expect from hitting with Ohtani, Mookie, Freddie up to go by that quickly?
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't have asked for anyone else to come to bat, and obviously they wanted to go after Mookie instead of facing Shohei, and unfortunately we just couldn't come up with a hit.
When Ben was thrown out, was that more the arm on McRae?
McRae made a great throw. McRae made a great throw, yeah. Yep, thank you.
care of it all by himself as he had 10 strikeouts for the third consecutive start. Unfortunately, the Dodgers walked off in 10 innings. Tanner Scott gave up the game-winning grand slam in this one. Let's hear from Tanner Scott with Kirsten and the media.
Well, look, it's starting to kind of feel like right now things are just a little unlucky with the foul tip. It was ultimately a strikeout. I'm not sure if you've seen the video just yet, but how much can that moment just change the situation and at bat everything?
Man, I gave up a bad pitch to a hitter that can hit fastballs and cost us again. Just tired of it happening, and it's miserable.
You obviously have been putting a lot of work in, making some different changes mechanically. Is that kind of one of those things you felt like that was the pitch selection there?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm tipping or what, but I don't know. They're on everything, so it sucks.
Yeah, silly. Is it a bad location? Is that sort of an indication that sort of tells you maybe like he was looking for a fastball in that spot, or?
I mean, definitely it was a fastball above the zone, and I mean, maybe I'm tipping. I have no freaking clue right now.
How difficult to sort of deal with mentally some of the struggles this season, especially the fact that it kind of has been turning around recently.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, I'm having the worst year of my life, so it's, I don't know. I got to be better.
Do you still have like the confidence that things can turn when you try to kind of look under the hood at the way this stuff's playing, or how do you kind of get out of a run like this?
Just got to move on to the next day and try to win the next game and not really think upon it.
Well, Tanner Scott has clearly taken some lumps over the last several weeks. We heard him after one of his recent starts, or not recent starts, but recent appearances, Jerry. He said, baseball hates me now. He says he's having the worst year of his life. The ERA is now officially over 5. It's a tough spot for him right now. You can tell that the confidence just isn't there for him when he takes the mound.
Yeah, listen, this is the big leagues. If you're off just a little bit when you're the pitchers, the hitters are going to let you know, and vice versa. So obviously, whether he is tipping, we don't know if he is or not, or he is missing location. Now, you got to remember the situation. As a hitter, you're looking for something up. Now, this is the play here. It was strike 3. It should have been 2 outs, and I think that changed the whole complexion of the inning. 2 outs, runner on third base, and he can really attack the next hitter. Now he walks this hitter. Same hitter should have been struck out. Now they're forced to walk, the bases loaded. And when you're forced to walk the bases loaded, you're the hitter. You're looking for something up that you can drive. So Bailey is looking to get at least a sac fly. He gets something out, up in the zone. A good fastball hitter puts a barrel on it. He hits a grand slam. So I don't know if he was tipping there, but as a hitter, Nomar, you can attest to this. You're looking for something up, and you're going to be aggressive to at least put something in the outfield to at least get a sac fly.
Yeah, you are looking up. You're looking something up early, and the other thing you know is he throws a lot of fastballs. So regardless of tipping, it's like that's what I'm looking for anyway. I'm stepping up. I'm like, I'm going to look for a fastball up. If he throws in a slide, especially early in the at-bat, just because I know he's got a good breaking ball and it's down, I don't want to be swinging on that anyway. Or if I am going to swing it, I'm going to make sure it's up. So my whole sights are up. So that's where you have to establish a fastball down early, because that's where you're looking for the potential. That's where you can get that ground ball when it's down in the zone. So you really aren't wanting to throw a pitch up at any point. And whether the walk, I mean, the strikeout and then the walk with the bases loaded, now you have somebody on third and maybe take some of that pitch, but you have to figure, you have to execute down. The whole at-bat is key right there, is down in the zone. Breaking ball, fastball, everything down to potentially get that ground ball. So up is not the place you're supposed to be throwing anyway in that situation until you have to, until it's something that, hey, I got ahead of the guy, 0-2, I'm going to go up to high up just to change his sights, whatever, to get him back off down.
I think they would have, if this was a playoff game, and I know these games are playoff games, I think they would have let Blake Trinan stay out there a little longer and maybe walk that hitter, and then have Blake Trinan face the right-handed hitter to maybe get a ground ball. I think if that was the playoff game, I think that's what they would have done.
It's up-downs. So.
Well, I think that's what they would have done.
ご自身でどのように評価されますか？
立ち上がり初回は、ボールから、ツーシームを、次のバッター投げたんですけど、ちょっと、初回あまりツーシームうまく決まらず、長打を許してしまったんですけど、そこからは、今日調子自体はすごく良かったので、しっかり、いいコース狙って投げていくことができたので、 結果的に、7回、いいピッチングできたと思います。
You know, because I gave up first, only walks, and after that, you know, because my two-seamer was, I did not have a good control on my two-seamer, but after that, as the game went on, you know, because I started getting settled in, and my stuff was pretty sharp.
Omar, let's go to the K-Zone on Yama's night in San Francisco.
And we repeat, this is not a replay from the last outing or the outing before that, although it may be very similar. But what's really impressive is the way he is putting batters away. Just did an interview talking about his fastball, didn't have a really good feel for it. Well, he found the feel for it because that's the way he was putting guys away. He was putting guys away with the fastball. Then he went to the curveball to get the swing and miss. Wait, he has a split finger, and we haven't seen that. It's been fastball, curveball, but he still has that. So just so you know, there's the split finger down in the zone, getting the swing and miss. And we've seen him in the past go to the split finger, continue it after finding it, but he came back to the fastball and was trusting that fastball and that curveball. When he has those other pitches that he can trust, knowing that the split finger is devastating in his back pocket, tough to hit.
All right, so tomorrow Clayton Kershaw will make what could possibly be, you never know, could be his final start at Oracle Park. 30 career games there, 28 of them starts. He's 15-7 with a 1.69 ERA. Jerry, what do you want to see from Kershaw tomorrow?
Well, he's been consistent, really outstanding all season long. More of the same. Give us a chance to win. Give us 5, 6, possibly 7 strong innings. Give us that chance to win, and hopefully the offense provides some offense for Clayton Kershaw.
He goes out there and he just pitches, finds ways to get out. Verlander did the same thing today.
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw loves to pitch against the Giants. Logan Webb going for San Francisco. He loves pitching against the Dodgers. It's going to be another big game up there in San Francisco. For Jerry, Nomar, and Kirsten, I am John. Thank you for watching. We will see you tomorrow pregame at 5 o'clock.
あまりにも報われないですよね。なんでこんな好投している時に打線は奮起できないんでしょうか。そしてタナースコット投手は何回このひりつく場面を守りきれないんでしょうか。試合を見ていた方は思ったでしょう。嫌な予感するなって。そしたら案の定です。案の定のサヨナラ満塁ホームランです。オリックス時代から味方の援護に恵まれ辛い経験はありましたが、本当にかわいそうです。山本由伸投手は本当にエースとしての投球を続けています。内容は2試合連続で完璧です。それでも報われない姿はかわいそうで、不憫で、いたたまれないですね。明日はカーショー投手が登板です。この嫌な流れを断ち切り解消してほしいですね。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。